Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. As we had previously informed you, Karen Laramie, mother to Madison Mogen, has filed a petition for an injunction or a restraining order, which she received from Judge Megan E. Marshall in Latah County, pending a hearing which is scheduled to occur tomorrow, the 21st of August, 2025. We have now had an opportunity to review the complaint, and we would like to address it with you now. The complaint has been filed by Ms. Laramie's attorney, Leander James. It has been filed in the District Court of the 2nd Judicial District in the state of Idaho. In and for Latah County, Ms. Laramie is the plaintiff in this action, and she has sued the city of Moscow, a municipal corporation, as the defendant. And what it states is as follows. Page 1. Comes now the above named plaintiff by and through her attorney of record, Leander L. James of the law firm James, Vernon and Weeks, PA, and for a cause of action against the above named defendant, complains and alleges as follows. A description of the parties comes first, ladies and gentlemen. Paragraph 1. Plaintiff Karen Laramie is the natural mother of Madison Mogen, who was unalived on November 13th, 2022. Paragraph 2. The defendant, City of Moscow, is a municipal corporation within Latah County in the state of Idaho. Turning to page 2. Jurisdiction and venue. This is shown in order to show the court, Judge Marshall, that she has the power to render the relief that Ms. Laramie is asking for. Paragraph 3. The disclosure of documents that are the subject of this complaint are held by the defendants in Latah County, Idaho, and defendant is disclosing said documents from Latah County. 4. The defendant resides in Latah County, Idaho. 5. This court has jurisdiction to hear this action under Idaho Code Section 5-514, Paragraph 6. Venue is proper in Latah County, Idaho, under Idaho Code Section 5-404. A word of explanation, ladies and gentlemen. Jurisdiction is the court's authority to entertain this matter. Venue is the location of where the city is located, which is in Latah County, Idaho, within the jurisdiction of the court. Now turning to the general allegations. These are the facts. 7. On November 13th, 2022, Maddie, Kaylee, Zana, and Ethan, victims, were present within the residence at 1122 King Road in Moscow. Paragraph 8. On that night, the victims were unalived by Brian Koberger within the residence. Paragraph 9. Koberger has admitted to unaliving the 4 victims. 10. Law enforcement, in furtherance of the investigation of the same, took photos of the interior and residence of 1122 King Road, Moscow, Idaho. 11. These images included images related to the persons of the victims, the scene, the victims, their personal items, effects, and other personal matters. 12. These images included A, images of the interior of Madison's residence. B, images of the scene, including images of pools, splatters, and dried liquid. Next page. C, images of the personal property and images of the victims of the unalivings found inside the interior and exterior of the residence, including but not limited to containers of alcohol, underwear, ID cards, and other personal items. D, images of witnesses, including witnesses hugging each other and sobbing. E, video and audio media containing sounds of the witnesses, including sounds of their sobbing, and F, video and audio media containing statements of witnesses given to law enforcement officials, including statements evidencing their extreme emotions. 13. Continuing their investigation, law enforcement documented their investigation by taking photos, recording video, and audio of the relevant witnesses to the case. Some video and audio contained witness statements and at times crying and emotional distress of the witnesses. 14. On August 12, 2025, Leander James, attorney for the plaintiff, was informed by Mia Battisto, city attorney for the city of Moscow, that in response to a request for examination of public records pursuant to the Idaho Public Records Act, the city had begun releasing images related to that request. 15. As a result of the initial release of photos and images, plaintiff has suffered immediate and irreparable injury, loss, and damage in the form of extreme emotional distress, with physical manifestations as a result to the actions taken by the defendant in releasing images that may cause the public to disparage or blame the victims of this tragic crime. 16. Ms. Batista also confirmed that the defendant intends to begin releasing video and other media in response to those records, which will further cause plaintiff immediate and irreparable injury, loss, and damage in the form of extreme emotional distress with physical manifestations. The next page, paragraph 17, as a result of the possibility of more images, videos, and media being released to the public, plaintiff has suffered irreparable injury, loss, and damage in the form of extreme emotional distress with physical manifestation. Defendant's release of this matter is likely to cause the public to disparage or blame the victims of this tragic crime. Paragraph 18, defendant has a duty to abide by the Idaho Public Records Act, to not disclose information that would constitute an unwarranted invasion of personal privacy. Paragraph 19, pursuant to this statutory duty, defendant must not release any of the information to the public that would constitute an unwarranted invasion of personal privacy, to include the following: images of the interior of Madison Mogen's residence. B, images of the scene, including images of pools, spatter, and dried. Images of personal property and images of the victims of the unalivings found inside the interior and exterior of the residence, including but not limited to containers of alcohol, underwear, ID cards, and other personal items. D, images of witnesses, including witnesses hugging each other and sobbing. E, video and audio media containing sounds of the witnesses, including sounds of them sobbing. And F, video and audio media containing statements of witnesses given to law enforcement officials, including statements evidencing their extreme emotions. Prayer for relief. This is what the plaintiff is asking for, ladies and gentlemen. Based on the foregoing, the petitioner seeks 1. For an injunction restraining the city from releasing further images related to the investigation of plaintiff's daughter, which contained the following images, video, or audio images. 1. Images of the interior of Madison Mogen's residence. B. Images of these scenes, including images of pools, splatter, and dried. C. Images of the personal property and images of the victims of the unaliving found inside the interior and exterior of the residence, including but not limited to containers of alcohol, underwear, ID cards, and other personal items. D. Images of witnesses, including witnesses hugging each other and sobbing. E. Video and audio media containing sounds of the witnesses, including sounds of them sobbing. And F. Video and audio media containing statements of witnesses given to law enforcement officials. Statements evidencing their extreme emotions. 2. For reasonable attorney's fees pursuant to Idaho law. And 3. Other and further relief as the court deems just under the circumstances. Ladies and gentlemen, the hearing is scheduled for tomorrow, the 21st of August, 2025. If you have any comments, any thoughts, any opinions regarding this complaint, please leave it here until next time. This is Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.